with the attempt to clumsily reanimate the corpse of Russiagate. Is this truly the October surprise Democrats are hoping for this scary season? Joining us now to weigh in, Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Malone, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on. Today's a big day for me because the book Cywar is just being released today by Amazon, which is right on point with what we're talking about, because this is clear-cut, unambiguous propaganda from Mr. Woodward.
Well, talk to us about why. I mean, he seems to have had it out for Republicans since his bygone Nixon days, and now he's made it the singular legacy mission to take down Donald Trump. Where is his sourcing on all of this? Where is he getting this drive to take down Trump and revive
precisely
this conspiracy?
And, thank you. That gets right to the core of it. This is, depending on how you look at it, this is either gray or black propaganda. What we have are no dates, no context for this exchange, and no real sourcing. We have an unknown aid. I mean, this could be the former director of the CIA. We have no idea. This could be a fabrication of Woodward's mind. We have no clear sourcing, and this is truly fake news. With the absence of any credible sourcing here, what we've got is a Washington Post thought leader. Remember, Washington Post has earned the moniker of Pravda on the Potomac. They've earned it the old-fashioned way, day by day, with their misleading propaganda, and largely they and Woodward tend to reflect the point of view of the State Department and what Mike Benz calls the blob. So here we have yet another attempt, as you point out correctly, in propagating unsourced or not clearly sourced propaganda. This, I believe, represents black propaganda. It's using fake news stories or fabricated quotes attributed to a credible source, but we don't even know who that source is. And furthermore, if you read further into for instance, the Washington Post coverage on this, as I mentioned, biased. For instance, Woodward apparently says nothing about the mental acuity of Joe Biden throughout the last 4 years. He says a lot of laudatory, soft promo pieces for Kamala Harris. And then let's talk a little bit about the substance that he's alleging. Mr. Putin is allegedly, or was allegedly, scared silly about the COVID crisis and about catching COVID. And so what we have here is an account that in 2020, at a time when the CDC tests were notoriously flawed, they were contaminated, they weren't working, but Mr. Putin apparently, per Woodward, reaches out to the president and asks for copies of those tests, asks for test sample kits. We don't know what the nature of the test is that he's asking for, and we don't know the specific timeline. Now, I remember personally that, for instance, Mukesh Ambani and his family were desperately seeking my assistance in gaining access to some of the early available vaccines because they were also scared silly. So what we've learned is that supposedly Vladimir Putin was taken in by the propaganda about the lethality of SARS-CoV-2. He reaches out to his erstwhile competitor leader, Donald Trump. Trump, in classic Trump diplomatic style, doesn't reject him and doesn't announce that he's had this contact, but rather does what he can to try to help him. This is something that doesn't cost Donald Trump or the United States a nickel. I mean, I just got 4 COVID tests myself shipped without request into my mailbox. So does that mean that, I don't know, am I a Russian collaborator, or is Biden somehow trying to influence me?
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.